आई रे प्रभात, ले बाबा को साथ, उठो रे प्रिय आत्मन, जागो हे प्रिय आत्मन। फरिश्तों के संग संग बाबा है पधारे, फरिश्तों के संग संग बाबा है पधारे। प्रीतम से कर मिलन, जागो आत्मन, उठो आत्मन, आई रे प्रभात।
Om Shanti. Each day, in the morning hours of nectar, Bab Dada begins to chant the rosary of the children. Bab Dada sees the speciality of each jewel, and so it is especially at this time that the soul is able to check itself. On the basis of the power of remembrance and the power of your relationship, you can see very clearly on the spiritual television screen to what extent Bab-Dada is chanting your name, and you can see what your final number will be. But for this to be seen clearly, the line of intellect has to be completely clear, otherwise it will not be visible. So do you understand who am I? Because the final moment is close. Let the soul make itself equal to Baba. Let the soul experience equality and also closeness. Let your thoughts, words, actions, sanskars and service all be like Baba's. That is, let them become like Baba's. So Baba is saying at Amritvela, see yourself on the screen of television. Which television? Spiritual television. And you will be able to know where you stand in the rosary. But for this, you need one important thing. And what is that? Your line of intellect should be extremely clear. The line of intellect is hazy, cloudy. You will not be able to see anything. And the third thing, Bab Saman. Become like the Father. How to make the line of intellect clean and clear? Clean and clear. That is an important question. How to purify the intellect? Yes? What should we do to purify this intellect? Srimad. What else? Churning. What else? Connecting with Baba. What else? Eliminating vice. Watch your thoughts. Analyze, watch, see, introspect, retrospect. Find out what are the leakage points of intellect. Leakage points. What are the places where intellect goes? Who are the persons? What are the objects, things where the intellect is pulled? So, to summarize, what are the attractions of intellect? What are the leakage points and what are the attractions? What makes the intellect weak? And what makes the intellect powerful? So what are the leakage points of intellect? When we are not focused or concentrated, intellect is scattered. It does multitasking. And there is no aim for the day. The intellect is scattered. But when you give it some task, some work, it has to obey. It will obey. So the leakage point is aimlessness. Aimlessness. Aim is not about becoming Lakshmi Narayan. Aim is not about becoming an angel. This is different thing. Aim is to become Bhav Saman. All these things are different things. But rather than aim, use the word target. Today, what I have to do? That is the aim. What is my aim for today? Yesterday, where I got lost. Yesterday, what was the leakage point? Today, to make a new resolve. So, find out the leakage point. Aimlessness is a leakage point. Waste is a leakage point. Gossips are the leakage points. Negativity is the leakage point. From where the negative entered. Seeing others, parachintan, paradarshan is the negative, is the leakage point of intellect. Getting confused is the leakage point. Should I do this or that? Always in dilemma. Sitting on the horns of quandary, not understanding what to do or not. What to do and what to do. There are multiple leakages points of intellect. And that will be known only to us and no one else. Because they are so subtle, sometimes we can't even see them. That's why Baba says, the screen of intellect you can see, the screen of spiritual television you can see your number. But for that you need your line of intellect very clear. So understand the leakage points, and then second is attractions. Where it gets attracted. What attracts the intellect the most? Any person, any place, anything, any memory of the past, any indulgence of the past, any future, anxiety, worry, or fear. What grips the intellect suddenly? That one feels fearful. And the worst fear in the world is the fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Really, what is going to happen is unknown, and that fears the man. That makes the man scary all the more. So, find out the leakage points, find out the attractions, find out the wanderings of intellect. It's like a vagabond. It goes here and there unnecessarily. And this is the sign of a weak intellect. What should we do to make the intellect powerful? That is another question. One is to make the intellect clear, another is to make it very powerful intellect. Give it work every day. Otherwise, intellect becomes lazy. Intellect is like the muscle. If you don't exercise, it becomes flabby. What work you will give to intellect? Give it the work of memorization. Give it the work of memorization. This is the thing nobody loves. You know, a child memorizes the whole poetry. But if you tell an adult to memorize a poetry, they might enjoy it, but they can't memorize. They find it very difficult to memorize anything. One of the best method to focus, to make it focused, is start memorizing things. Memorize every day's blessing, slogans, few important lines from Murli. For example, in today's Avyakta Murli, Baba said, in this kingdom of carefree emperor, Maya cannot enter. In your kingdom of where you are the carefree emperor, Befikr Badshah, Maya cannot enter into this Badshah, into this kingdom. So you will get very powerful lines in very Murli. In today's Avyakta Murli, Baba talked about 4 types of intoxications. What are they? Intellect of soul conscious stage. Intellect of bodiless soul conscious stage. So soul conscious stage, intoxication. Intellect of alokik life, this new life, divine life, this spiritual life. Second, intellect of angelic life, intellect of intoxication of future. So these are the 4 types of intoxication described in today's Murli. And Baba said, Baba is not going to tell you the description. You have to go and churn yourself. You churn yourself. What is the intoxication of angelic life? What is the intoxication of alokik life? What is the intoxication of future deity life? What is the intoxication of bodiless, incorporeal, soul conscious stage? So when I don't memorize, how will I know that these are the 4 things Baba told? So few things I have to run by heart. Few things I have to learn by rote. In English it is known as by rote learning. Few things which are very important so that you can churn on them when you go in silence. Otherwise, what you will churn on? If you are asked, okay, churn today's Murli, but I don't remember anything, what I will churn then? One method is to keep in front and then churn. But better is nothing to have and sit and churn. Try to first recall what did Baba say and then churn. You can take any point of churning, any topic. For example, in yesterday's Sakar Murli, what was the slogan? Who is the most knowledgeful soul in the world? The one who is soul conscious. The biggest Jnani is the one who is soul conscious. So now you have this one statement in your mind. Go in silence and sit. Who should be called a Jnani? This is the point of churning. Sit and first try to remember what Baba said. So Baba said, the one who is soul conscious, one. Now, who else should be called a Jnani? Or, who else should not be called a jnani? That can be a point of churning. So when you sit and churn something, automatically intellect gets focused. And if for 1 hour intellect remains focused, after 1 hour you will feel very powerful. After 1 hour of churning, you are not the same original person. Churning is like stretching the rubber. Once stretched, it doesn't regain its original position. Some plastic, if it is, for example, this wire, if it is stretched, it will never again regain its original position. In the similar manner, mind when stretched by a new idea, it will never go back to the original. So churning is like stretching. So give some hard work to the intellect. And the hardest work is memorize. And the hardest work is to think. Mind doesn't want to think. It wants to drift. Take the path of least resistance. But give it difficult, tough topics to think. So churning. Memorization. Take small poetry and try to memorize it. 1. Take any book and try to memorize few important things of that book. See something, just enter one room and see what all things are here. Okay, there is a board there and something is written. Look at it for some time. What else? What is there? There is a sun, there are birds flying, there is mountain and there is a waterfall. Now look at that and then see it for some time. Whatever things are there, and then close the eyes and try to recall. This is not yoga, but this is something that will sharpen the brain, intellect. And when the intellect is sharp, the same intellect can be used for jnana and yoga. The same intellect can be used for doing powerful yoga at Amritvela. So, Baba says line of intellect should be clear, means seal off all the leakage points, all the bottlenecks. Work on the temptations. Work on the wanderings of intellect. And try to make the intellect powerful. And you make the intellect powerful by recalling, by churning, and by memorization. We spend a lot of time in reading, but more than reading, what is important is recall. Listen any class and then try to recall what was there in that class, rather than simply writing down notes. Writing down notes is also good practice, but more important than that is recall. Try to recall. Sit, go in silence and try to recall. What was yesterday's blessing? What was yesterday's murli? What were the important points? And when you find that you can't recall anything, you can go back, read and then come back. And then try to recall again. When you again forget, again go back, see and stop and then recall. Another thing to make intellect powerful is brain teasers. Some puzzles. Try to solve puzzles. That will make the brain powerful. Another important thing to make the intellect powerful is learning new language. So all double foreigners here who are here, you have to learn what? Hindi. It's like, give that bottle. Yeah. If suppose there is a saint perfume in this bottle and you want to pour this perfume in another bottle. So when you do, in the process of pouring, half of the perfume is gone. So Murli is in Hindi. So when you are pouring it into English, half of the flavor is gone. So if you want the original, you must learn the language. If you want to learn any book, that same book should be learned in the same language it is written. If the book is written in German and you are reading the translated version of it, probably you will miss something very, the literature flavor you will miss. In the similar manner, all the Murlis have been spoken in Hindi and not the ordinary Hindi. It's God's Hindi, which is entirely different one. So that's why every day learn at least 25 new Hindi words. Make aim for the high so that you can learn at least 10. But keep the aim of 25. Keep on asking people, what is this called? What is that called? No statements. I am not asking about sentences. Only words. Only words. First fill the brain with thousands of words, and then sentences would get constructed on their own. Don't work on grammar. You will get confused. Nobody learns grammar. When we are born, do we learn grammar? No, never. Grammar we learn later on when we go to school, and we often fail in that. But we know the language. Grammar we don't know. But we learn language first, then grammar. So forget grammar. Forget statements. Forget mistakes. And if you want to learn any language, you must murder it first. That is what is said. So if you want to learn Hindi, you must murder it first. So forget what others, just as if somebody speaks English and those who are English speakers, they don't laugh if the person makes mistake. In the similar manner, people will not laugh. They will understand you. But learn at least 25 new Hindi words every day so that you can learn. This is a challenge. And that is a training of intellect. Intellect says, no, I don't want this. Let me do yoga in English. I am so comfortable with Baba. But when you change language, mind becomes restless, ill at ease. But let it go through that restlessness. The result will be growth. The result would be growth. So, intellect needs challenge. So if you want the intellect to make clean, clear and powerful, try brain teasers, try new language, new words. If you want to make it powerful, the intellect should be forced to do those things which you do not want to do. Read one paragraph and try to recall it. What it is. Read extremely difficult thing on statistics, commerce, and try to understand what is it. Read the names of all the prime ministers of your country. 10 prime ministers. Stop and try to recall what is it. So this is the training of the intellect. So you have to make the intellect. And intellect once made strong, the same intellect can be used in spirituality, in Gyan. So same thing. One is to look at the screen and to tell everything. Look at the screen and tell everything. Forget the screen. Don't use any notes. Try to speak from memory. So that makes the intellect powerful. So first thing is this. So if the intellect is powerful, Baba is talking about spiritual television. Spiritual television. What you will see on this television? Your number. Another thing, every day, see your thoughts on the screen of your television. Your thoughts. Second, emotions. Your desires. Hidden desires. Your imagination. What are my imagination? Let me not hide anything from Baba. So I am giving you one question. What should we not hide from Baba? What are the things we should not hide from Baba? So they are thoughts, emotions, desires, imaginations, actions. If they are sinful and wrong, be very clear with Baba. At least one person should be there with whom we are totally frank, candid. He should know everything about us. And we should narrate him, we should tell him that this is what has happened. Every word, every speech, every behavior, so that nothing remains hidden. So this is a good topic, spiritual television. What should we see on that spiritual television every day? See your own life. And second is line of intellect, and third is Bab Saman. In what extent I should become like him. So, this was the book on Amritvela, but the book from which we were reading, that is not the exact English translation. So from tomorrow we are starting another book that is also on Amritvela, but that is the exact English translation. Till now we were using this book. Yeah. This was the book, which is the English book on Amritvela, but it is not the exact Hindi translation. So there is another book in English. This is actually the real book on Amritvela, which is in Hindi original. And now a new book has come, which is the exact English translation of this book. So from tomorrow, we will be starting this book, which is the exact English translation of this Hindi book. So 16 episodes we completed from that book which is available, the old Amritvela book, which is little different, not the exact translation. But this is the, as the preface they are given, this book is the pure English translation of the original Hindi version Amritvela, published by Brahma Kumaris headquarters. So this is a new book which has come, and we will be beginning this book. Okay, this is an English book.
What's the title of the book?
Amritvela only. This is available in the literature department. Not art literature? Where? Global office. Only in global office, not in literature department, nor even in Spark. So this is a very beautiful book. You already have it. Just show. So this is the book we are going to begin from tomorrow. Okay? So everyone can have this book. This is an exact Hindi translation of this book, and this is the most powerful book on Amritvela. You must know this book by heart. Each and every line of it. Each and every line of it. Read it 10 times at least. In your Brahmin life. So many times that you know each and every line of it. What is written on which page. This is so powerful book. Because when Amritvela is made powerful, the whole day becomes powerful. If Amritvela is weak, the whole day is weak. Everything of the Brahmin life depends upon Amritvela. And these are the collected versions of Bab Dada. Undiluted, unadulterated, without any tampering, as it is, without any personal chintan of any soul. Straight taken versions. So read this book, and those who know both languages, they can read in both the languages. 10 times per day. That's a challenge, but yes, you should go ahead. See, the sister has already read, so many markings are there. So read it so many times so that the lines of this should keep on revolving, going on in your intellect. So this is a very powerful book. You can get it from the global office. So from tomorrow we are beginning this book, at stopping that old one. Om Shanti.